All right. Thank you for joining us today. We're creating this video this afternoon here at Maple Park Church because we are planning on opening up the sanctuary for services in person, people sitting in the pews. But we have some different things that we want to walk you through so you understand how everything is going to work. So right now we're standing actually at the entrance into the church, and the reason we're starting here is because as you pull into the church, this is where you want to begin thinking about what it's going to be like coming to one of our services here at Maple Park Church during this time. So you want to
so the parking attendant is going to be we would like you to tell the parking attendant which service you're going to be attending, whether you're going to be in the sanctuary for worship or you're going to be here for drive-in church. Because if you're here a part of drive-in church, it's going to be the parking attendant that's going to be giving you a bulletin for worship. Now, if you're coming into the sanctuary for worship, your bulletin is going to be found in your pew. And we'll talk a little bit more about that later on. But yes, so you need to tell the parking attendant which service you're going to be a part of.
And then this would also probably be a good time if you brought a mask with you to put your mask on. To put your mask on as you come into pull into the church parking lot. Let's follow me over this way, and we'll kind of walk you into the church for the service. By the way, it's a beautiful, beautiful evening here. Okay, so you're pulling into the parking lot. You can see that there's a parking space open here for you. This is where you're going to want to think about a couple of things. Make sure your mask is on if you brought a mask, and also remember social distancing. It's so important at this point in time that we social distance from each other. And then you'll get out of your car, and as you're practicing social distancing, you'll enter into our portico area.
Adios. Yeah, with Spanish.
So as you're entering into our portico area, you may see that people are beginning to line up to enter into the church. And we provided for you these pieces of tape, which are 6 feet apart. So make sure your family remains 6 feet apart from other families or individuals at all times. As you move closer, you'll come to a sign, and we invite you to stop and to look at the sign. First of all, we want to welcome all people who are coming to worship here today. We're very happy that you chose to gather with us for worship. But we want everybody to observe social distancing guidelines of at least 6 feet from those outside your household. So please sit together with your household. So if you have a family, sit with your family. Have your kids with you the whole time, or sit with your spouse or your significant other the entire time. If you're feeling ill, or if you have a fever, or if you have a cough even, please return to your car. If you're at any risk of respiratory complications due to the COVID virus, please return to your car. And know that the service is available in the parking lot on your car radio on FM 87.9. So you can listen to the service while you're sitting in your car. Dirk, you want to lead us into the next area?
Yeah, just come on in. We're going to come in here to the foyer, and we're going to see these tables. Now, just to let you know, these tables are 6 feet long. And so you see that we don't have any tape in here because we can just go to the table and practice social distancing just by looking at the table. And so then we come to the second table right here. Now, you might be thinking, hey, I forgot my mask. I'm wondering if they're going to have any masks available to us. And guess what? Here we go. Here's a table full of masks. So please feel free to take one and use it. But if you take one and use it, take it home with you. The great thing about these masks are that they are reusable. Go home, take it, put it in your washer, put it in the dryer, and then bring it back with you next Sunday to use again. And then we come down here where Pastor Adam is. Look what we have. We got hand sanitizer. Thank you. And so before you enter the sanctuary, we want you to use the hand sanitizer. We will have somebody here that will be spraying it on for you. There you go. And so make sure you get all sanitized, and then you're able to enter the sanctuary. Now, as you're able to enter the sanctuary, again, you see these blue dots. These blue pieces of tape, again, they're 6 feet long. And so we're able to practice social distancing just by following the blue dots. Okay? Now, as we come down here the aisle, we have marked off pews. And of course, if a pew has a blue piece of tape, please do not sit in there. We have about 16 pews total that we're able to use for worship.
What if this is somebody's favorite pew and they only sit here?
You know, I didn't count for people who like to sit in their pews. Unfortunately, we can't use your pew at this time, so please find another pew. But we do hope and pray that there might be a day in which we don't have to use the tape anymore and that you're able to sit in your pew.
All right, so follow me down. So you'll walk in, social distancing the whole time. You'll walk down like you normally would on any Sunday morning. And you may come down and say, oh, here's a pew I can sit in. And find this as a pew. You know that you're going to be 6 feet from people. You'll sit down in your pew, and then in your pew you'll actually find your bulletin right there. And you'll be able to use this bulletin to follow along with the service. The song lyrics will be on the bulletin. They'll also be up on the screen, along with scripture passages in your bulletin too. So this part of the service is pretty much just like every other Sunday before coronavirus hit. And so yeah, you just sit here, participate in service, sing the songs if you feel comfortable doing so. The service will be dismissed, and then we will head out.
Okay, well, take notice that you don't see any blue tape in the middle of this row. You know why? Because we practice social distancing when we're sitting, once again, and so the blue tape between pews are our guide for social distancing on our exiting. Now, we are not going to be coming through the doors that we once entered in. So we got another set of doors. These doors will be closed, and so we will be going out the far doors.
So I think the rule is if the door is closed,
Right.
don't go through it.
Right.
All right.
Yep. Doors closed.
Can I say one other thing about the sanctuary
Please.
too? It's our HVAC system. Our HVAC, the guy who oversees our HVAC system and services it actually is a member here, and he said that we can actually have fresh air from the outside, 100% fresh air, being piped in here during the entire service. And I said, well, does that mean that the temperature outside will be, the same temperature outside will be inside? He says, no. He says the air will either come in heated or cooled based on our thermostat. What you might experience though is you might experience at first, because all this air is coming from outside, you might experience a little blast of cool air before the heat comes on. So come prepared for a little different environmental controls. It's not as perfectly tuned as our normal heat and air conditioning settings are normally set at.
All right, so we're going to come out here. You again see the blue tape that we're practicing, we're using for social distancing, and they lead you right out to the exit door. You see these doors right here? They've got an exit sign. That means we are going to exit the sanctuary here. All right, and then back up here, we've got some more tape. The bathroom doors are closed, but lo and behold, you are able to use those doors. Okay, we don't want to leave the bathroom doors open while people are actually in there. But like Pastor Adam said a few minutes ago, there are closed doors. We ask you to not enter any of the the doors that are closed. If you have an emergency, you need to go through them, please talk to a staff person, and they might be able to help you out that way. We also see a cord over there by the stairs. We don't want you to go up the stairs either. That's why it's kind of blocked off a little bit. But then we got to come out here to the offering plates.
Yeah, we have offering available here for you to give as you leave today. We know that giving is a big part of our worship. We believe that everything we have in life is a gift that's given to us by the Lord, and a part of our worship is to give a portion of that back to the Lord, to bring in the tithe and the offering in obedience and in worship to the Lord. So we provided this opportunity for you to worship in this way as you leave the sanctuary.
Okay, one more thing about the bathrooms before we move on to our exit. There are these square tables in each of the bathrooms, and on each table there are sanitary wipes, and they are there for you to use before you use the facilities. And so please take it, wipe down the area that you're going to use, and then please throw it in the garbage before you leave. We don't want to clog the drain and then cause other issues with that later on.
We want the drain to flow. We don't want the clog to drain.
Exactly. And so the last thing you do in the bathroom is wash your hands, and then as soon as you wash your hands, you can come on right back out. All right, so let's go towards our exit here. Again, we have the blue pieces of tape 6 feet apart, all the way to the tables. And why is it that we stop the blue tape at the tables? Well, the tables are 6 feet apart again. Okay, and so here we go, we're near the exit. Now at the end of the service, our exit doors will be open and the entrance doors will be closed. And so we will know which door to exit with.
Now, do we want people fellowshipping inside?
Yeah, we really don't want people to fellowship inside. We would like to have them fellowship outside. You know, outside there's a whole lot more clean air. There's plenty of space to do that. We've got some wonderful grass over here. If you want to congregate over there, or you want to meet some other people, we've got a sidewalk that you can go on to do that. And if you have a large group of people that you're going to be practice social distancing with, we just encourage you to use the far side of the building over there. We want to encourage you to fellowship because it is one of the reasons why we gather as a church. And so please feel free to do so, but we ask you to practice social distancing as you do it.
What if you've seen for the first time you've seen a friend, and you haven't seen this friend for such a long time, you just want to go up and give that friend a hug?
You know, we also want to be courteous to our friends and our family and those who we worship with. We just ask you at this time to practice social distancing. Now, if they want to give you a hug and you're comfortable giving a hug, then that might be okay. But we don't want you to go up to somebody, try to give them a hug, and they step away. You know, we don't want to offend people or make people uncomfortable in that way.
This is a good time really to practice Christian hospitality and just understanding where people are at during this time. The comfort levels are all over the place. You have people like me, I would be completely comfortable with everybody coming up and giving me a great big hug on Sunday. That doesn't bug me. But other people, they don't have that same comfort level. So we want to show love and humility and some courtesy towards one another. Just understand that certain people, they don't have the same sort of comfort level during this time that you might have. So be aware of that.
All
Anything
right.
else?
I think that's it.
All right.
Just if you have any questions, you have any concerns about what we're going to be doing on Sunday morning, please give us a call so that we might just talk through some of those issues or concerns that you might have. Don't be concerned that we might not have an answer or something like that, but just feel free so that we can ease you of your concerns and that you might just feel comfortable coming and worshiping with us on Sunday morning.
Yeah. Ben, do you have any other words to say of encouragement or advice?
Just understand that we don't necessarily expect you to remember every single step that we went over in this video. There will be people posted around a little bit to help remind, so if you have any questions when you come on Sunday, feel free to ask one of us and we will be happy to answer. And also, it's a reminder again that it's your choice whether you feel comfortable or not worshiping in person, and there's certainly no hard feelings if you don't. So if you don't feel comfortable at all, feel free to stay home. We've got other ways that we can worship together.
Yeah, well said.
Okay.
right, thank you everybody. Thanks for watching this video. I hope it was exciting and fun for you today. Have a good day.